Hello everyone, welcome to Topper IS. So as part of our daily series, today also we will look into a particular topic, keeping in mind mains point. Okay, so let's get started then. So today we are going to discuss with respect to biofuels. So why did we pick up the issue? It was in news. Government of India advancing a date for ethanol blending from 2030 to 2025. So this was done recently, right? Okay, ethanol blending program we have. So that was there in news with respect to biofuels, and apart from that, a small news like crops, rice procured by Food Corporation of India. So around 70,000 tons of it was allotted to uh, you know uh, biofuels production. Okay, so these two things were in news related to biofuels. Okay, so in for mains you should know in totality related to biofuels. So we will see what are biofuels, why is there is increasing thrust on the production of biofuels and all these things. Okay, so coming to biofuels, see, these are liquid or gaseous fuels. Okay, liquid or gaseous fuels derived from biological materials such as agro-waste, crops, or grasses. Okay, so biological materials that are derived from biofuels, a fuel that is derived from biological materials. Okay, and thing with these biofuels is that they can be used to replace or can be used in addition to diesel, petrol, or other fossil fuels. So this is the benefit of biofuels. Okay, they can be used as a replacement, a substitute, or in addition to diesel or petrol. And crops that are used to make biofuels are generally either having high in sugar, like crops like sugar cane, sugar beet, sweet sorghum and all, or high in starch content, for example maize and tapioca, or oil content such as soybean, rape seeds, coconut, sunflower, and all this. Okay, so these are the crops having a high content in sugar, starch, and oils. They are used in the generation of biofuels. So there is a categories of biofuels, around four categories of biofuels. Okay, and the main categorization is based, depending on the what is the source that is used. Okay, so that is the basis for a different categorization of biofuels. So we have first generation biofuels. Okay, so these biofuels are made from basically food crops. Okay, so these are made from sugar, starch, vegetable, and animal fats using conventional technology. So sugar, starch, all those sugar cane and all in the previous slides we discussed, right? Sugar cane, sugar beet, sweet sorghum, and all. So from those sources, first generation biofuels are made, and common first generation biofuels examples include bioalcohols, biodiesel, vegetable oil, okay, biogas, and bioethers. So these are the examples of first generation biofuels. Source is food crops. You remember that. Coming to second generation biofuels, see, these biofuels are produced from non-food crops. Okay, so such as from cellulosic biofuels and waste biomass. Waste biomass, by that we mean stalks of wheat, corn, and wood material. Those all form part of waste biomass, jatropha crops and all. So these are non-food crops. They will be used in the biofuels. Okay, so examples for second generation biofuels include biohydrogen, biomethanol, and all. Okay, coming to third generation biofuels, again here produced from microorganisms like algae. Okay, so source is algae here, and it is predicted that algae will have a potential to produce more energy per acre than the conventional crops. Okay, food crops and non-food crops. So per acre algae are going to have ability to produce more energy. This is the prediction. And one more good thing with respect to algae is This can be grown using land and water unsuitable for food production. We will see what is the significance of this, or why it is said this is beneficial. Okay, we will see further in our discussion. Then coming to fourth generation biofuels. See, fourth generation biofuels, actually these combine, genetically engineered feedstock with genomically synthesized microorganisms such as cyanobacteria to generate bioenergy. Okay, so genetical engineering technique is employed in the fourth generation. Remember this. So fourth generation biofuels, one thing is, it is not only aiming to just produce energy, but also aims at capturing and storing CO2. So that is also one more thing. Not only just producing energy, but also capturing and storing CO2, because the issues associated with increasing CO2 in the atmosphere. So by doing this, you are sequestering the carbon. Okay, capturing the carbon, and you are sequestering in a places like oil and gas fields. So that is the benefit of this technology, fourth generation biofuels. Okay, then coming to the reason. So there should be a point now, like the thing is, why are we why are we going for ethanol blending? Why are we coming with national policy on biofuels? And why are there is increasing biofuels related industries in Europe, Asia, and all these countries? See, there is a reason why this is being done. See, one thing is with respect to that's why we will discuss the advantages of biofuels. Okay, the reason is because the advantages that biofuels offer. One is renewable source of energy. Yes, because they are derived from biological materials. So this gives us a scope for they are considered as a renewable source of energy. Okay. So another thing, they are produced from diverse source materials like crops, crop waste, algae, and other. See, just now we have seen four categories of biofuels: one, two, three, four. So each of the thing had different sources, right? So that gives us an idea that there is a diverse source materials available for the generation of biofuels. Okay. Then we have address other advantage is addressing environmental concerns. So how does it address the environmental concerns? See, actually they produce low carbon monoxide and other toxic emissions, so thereby reducing greenhouse gas emissions. So thus they are acting as a substitute to conventional fossil fuels. So issue with fossil fuels, we know greater CO2 emissions and other CO gases emission. So compared to fossil fuels combustion, biofuels reduce lower amount emit lower amount of carbon monoxide and other toxic emissions. So that will help us overcome address environmental issues like global warming and all those things, even pollution. Okay. Then another advantage that we have with respect to biofuels is increasing energy security. So how does it increase energy security? See, take for example India. So around 80% of our oil petroleum requirements are imported. 80% of crude oil is imported. So we are highly dependent on other countries, right? So so that makes so that international condition, geopolitics, all these things also makes availability of oil volatile. Okay, and prices fluctuations is also one of the reason. So these all things affect our energy security, because we are dependent on external source. So biofuels, by providing alternatives as a alternative fossils, alternative source of energy, okay, help us achieve energy security, and also help us mitigating oil prices. So as I said, fluctuations in oil prices because of n number of reasons. Okay, so the by providing us alternative fossils, and by mitigating rising in oil prices, it helps us achieve energy security. Remember this. And another advantage is employment generation. See, there is a new development strategy that has been emphasized, like a green economy and all. So green economy aiming to lower emissions and all. So certain economic activities are promoted, like renewable energy sector and all. So by doing that, you are going to generate employment also. So same is the case even with the biofuels. You will be having biomanufacturing plants, so that will be help in the creation of employment as well. Okay, so these are the advantages of fuels, and there are certain things associated issues like you should know. See, we have seen first generation, second generation, third and fourth generation. So there is a reason why we have come out with second generation, third generation, and all. See, with respect to first generation, as I said, derived from food crops, right? So obviously the question comes, food security is important first before energy security. So by diverting these food crops for the fuel generation, you are negatively impacting the food security, because there is a lot of poverty, still hunger is a issue. So first address the food issue requirement rather than energy requirement. So conversing these food crops for fuel generation gave rise to food versus fuel debate, particularly with respect to first generation fuels. Okay, then another debate that is there is with respect to diversion of scarce land resource. Again, same thing, food crops, and the land is a very scarce resource, right? And you want to grow these non-food crops, jatropha and all. So that leads to diverting a productive land for non-cash crops and all. So that is also a debate that is raised. And one more is, so you can see that we came out with third generation algae using, and algae can be grown in wastelands also. Okay, where water quality is poor, where land is also poor quality. So that addresses concern specifically with respect to non-food crops grown in second generation, right? So that is why that's, as I said, there is a reason why first, second, one, fourth generation biofuels have evolved. Okay, then another issue with respect to efficiency, as of now, fossil fuels produce more energy compared to some biofuels. Okay, so this is also one thing that is discussed. So today, like we have seen what are biofuels, we have seen categorization of biofuels, and there is we have seen reasons why there is emphasis on biofuels. Okay, so you know these things, and we will also continue with this series on biofuels with respect to classification various examples of biofuels, and government initiatives, what is the necessity of ethanol blending, and few important features of the national biofuel policy in our next video. Okay, so that's it for today. You can also download the PDF of this document in the link that is shared below. Thank you.